Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's got so much going through my mind, heart to mind right now. Okay. There's one thing that I think of. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And that is if amongst us human beings, we can't find ways where everyone can be a part of society, then we're not doing something right. And I'll give you a couple examples before we get going here. And that is if a person can't hear, then what should the rest of us do? I can't see why, with all the really unproductive certain programs that are in schools now, okay, I'm not going to go further into it, how come sign language isn't mandatory? Communication amongst us human beings is important. And to exclude one group that has a problem hearing, their ears don't hear sound. And there is another way that's been established for a long time, which is sign language, or hands. Then that should be something it should be common sense that everyone around the world, in every country, on every continent, learns that language. Yes? Okay. Immediately, what comes to mind is many other things where I have to say, oh, I don't have to learn all these different languages. If I know if the sign language all around the world is the same, guess what? We have a universal language where you don't yell at each other. Oh. Where emotion is showed in a different way. Oh. What about people who can't see and learn how to read Braille? Have to do that, right? Yes? Another one. Yeah? Should be mandatory that every child learns how to read Braille. It's a great thing to read through. Isn't it amazing? Both languages are done through our hands, are perceived and given through our hands. Isn't that amazing? Wow. I guess our hands in many ways is another one of our senses. Okay, just saying. Why is that important? Well, again, isn't that something that then kind of connects us with people, with everyone that has to do things in a different way that separates them out from the rest of society, mankind, human beings? Yet there's something very simple that we could do and start teaching our children right on from little on. Yes? And what does that do for our children? What is that inspiring in our children? Compassion? Sympathy? Empathy? Right? Yes? Just think on how desensitized our children are being raised when it comes down to it, just with the shows that they watch. Eventually, and of course, when they're teeny tiny little, they watch what? Peppa Pig. I don't know. What did mine used to watch? Maya the Bee, which was great. I love that because I grew up with Maya the Bee. Roger's Neighborhood. What a great show. Yes. A few other ones. We didn't really have TV. When my children were little, we had DVDs. So, yeah, there were some. The Little Mermaid got, yeah, okay, all right. My oldest one was a big fan of The Little Mermaid. I think she still is. All right. So, anyway, just saying, couple of things. Yes? No, we can't do that. No. We got to have books in our libraries in school now. We have to have programs. I saw one where it was a satanic get-together for children after school, and the school supports that. Okay, great, wonderful. Yeah, we got stuff like this going on. Needing to teach our children about gender and all that sex stuff, at a very early age. Yeah. I'm not sure what for. Yeah. To program them for what? Okay. Yet, Braille, learning how to read Braille, for example, or sign language, is not on the agenda. Yet that would be something, I have to say. To do what? What did I say to begin with? To include everyone in our society. You want to include people. Well, then start where it makes sense. Yes? All right. Okay, had my say here. We're in the second book of Kings. Must advocate that. It's interesting when I bring up certain things, it's immediately I'm being shown a place where I can go to and bring that up, and somehow it gets carried on. Yes. Yeah? Got to plant that seed. Plant the seed. Better than doing nothing. All right. Second book of Kings, 14. We're in a new super chapter. The two kingdoms until the fall of Samaria. Well, dear me. What else is new? The reign of Amaziah in Judah, 796 to 781. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? In the second year of Joash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel, Amaziah, son of Joash, became king of Judah. Whatever. He was 25 years old when he came to the throne. Whoa, so we got an age here. Oh. And he reigned for 29 years in Jerusalem. 29 years. Okay, well, that's, okay. How did that make 29 years? Going the other way. Yeah, I got that, but still doesn't sound right. His mother's name was Jehoadin of Jerusalem. Oh. I'm amazed always that they actually know which one is the mother, because there were so many of them that these guys all had. He did what Yahweh regards as right, though not like his ancestor David. Okay, I'm not getting of it. All right, well, David didn't. Okay, he imitated his father Joash in all respects. The high places, that I find interesting. He imitated his father Joash in all respects. The high places, however, were not abolished, and the people still offered sacrifices and incense on the high places. Now that sounds really familiar. All right, now I'm confused. All right, let's leave it. Let's leave it as it is. I'm not going to leave it as it is. Oh, that was, all right, Yehu's grandson. Okay, all right. The other one. All right, okay. Once the kingdom was firmly under his control, he killed those of his retainers who had murdered the king, his father. Oh, that was when, that happened. Okay. So he goes right on, but he did what Yahweh regards as right. Okay. But he did not put the murderer's sons to death, in accordance with what is written in the book of Moses, where Yahweh has commanded, parents may not be put to death for their children, nor children for parents, but each must be put to death for his own crime. Okay, so, well, again, in the way that this is written down, it's so short that I wonder, okay, was there any kind of, is this just about revenge again, which is wrong in my opinion, and to avenge, which is wrong in my opinion, or was there actually held a court? And they were convicted of murder of the king, murdering the king. And then it went from there, kind of thing. Yes? Well, okay, but we have he kind of went along with God, or what we were told that God said, right? Yes? Which doesn't fit with any kind of restoration plan, because restoring means that you give everyone a choice, a chance to do that, even if they have to be behind bars for the rest of their lives. Yes? Well, collective sin is a thing. And since we are all a part of that, we've got to remember that many things out there, the way they are and how people react to and then do things, we're all a part of it. Either from the past into the present, right? Yes? Or directly. Yes? That's just how it is. That's how you take responsibility. That's how you commit. One of the commandments that God gave us in the Old Testament is thou shalt not kill. It's not about thou shalt not murder. It is thou shalt not kill. Then in Matthew says, whoever tries to keep his life will lose it. Whoever gives it will, what? Keep it. What does that mean? Exactly. I'll let you think about it. Yet. It was he who slaughtered the Edomites in the Valley of Salt, 10,000 of them, and captured the rock. Okay. He gave it the name Yoktil, which it bears to the present day. Amaziah, he conquered a rock. Wow. That's really something. Whoop. Amaziah then sent messengers to Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel, saying, come and make a trial of strength. Oh. Is that what I think it means? Jehoash, king of Israel, sent back word to Amaziah, king of Judah. The thistle of Lebanon sent a message to the cedar of Lebanon, saying, give my son your daughter in marriage. But a wild animal of the Lebanon ran over the thistle and squashed it. Huh? You have conquered Edom and now aspire to even greater glory. Stay where you belong. Why provoke disaster to your own and Judah's ruin? It's a man thing. I had no idea. But Amaziah would not listen. So Jehoash, king of Israel, marched to the attack. And at Beth Shemesh, which belongs to Judah, he and Amaziah, king of Judah, made their trial of strength. Judah was defeated by Israel, and everyone fled to his tent. Civil war, right there. Yeah. What, they didn't have anybody else to fight? Yeah, but it sounds like that the one told the other, well, look, this one wanted to have my daughter for his son in marriage, kind of as a threat. Guess what happened? Now you here are coming, and you wanna do what? Yeah, kind of. What are you doing? You're trying to how do you say? Challenge me? So he got a warning. So they went. Okay, so it happened. Hey, yeah. Too bad they didn't know sign language, right? They could have stood in front of each other, both of those kins, and just in sign language fight each other. See which one would give up first or something. Might have taken years, but everybody else would have been living in peace, kind of thing. Yeah, okay. The king of Judah, Amaziah, son of Jehoash, son of Ahaziah, was taken prisoner at Beth Shemesh by Jehoash, king of Israel, who led him off to Jerusalem, where he demolished 400 cubits of the city wall between the Ephraim gate and the corner gate. Huh? All the gold and silver and all the vessels to be found in the temple of Yahweh and in the palace treasury, and hostages besides, he then took back with him to Samaria. What? So what I'm getting here is this is supposed to be all of Israel. They're all Israelites. They're fighting each other, and then whoever won is going to go and destroy things and steals things, even out of the temple of God. Remember at one point, they had a covenant with God under Abraham and Aaron, and they all were supposed to be guided by that and protected. And what's going on here? Why? Are they not speaking the same language anymore? Have they ever really? The rest of the history of, okay, here we go again. Jehoash, his entire career, his prowess, how he waged war on Amaziah, king of Judah, is this not recorded in the book of the Annals of the Kings of Israel? I guess. Then Joash fell asleep with his ancestors and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. His son Jeroboam succeeded him. Another Jeroboam. All right. Amaziah, son of Joash, king of Judah, lived for 15 years after the death of Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel. The rest of the history of Amaziah is not recorded in the book of the Annals of the Kings of Judah. I guess. A plot having been hatched against him in Jerusalem, he fled to Lachish, but he was followed to Lachish, where he was murdered. He was then transported by horse and buried in Jerusalem with his ancestors in the city of David. All the people of Judah then chose Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in succession to his father Amaziah. It was he who rebuilt Elat, recovering it for Judah, after the king had fallen asleep with his ancestors. Okay. Next, the reign of Jeroboam the second in Israel, 783 to 743. Now that sounds like a long time. In the 15th year of Amaziah, son of Joash, king of Judah, Jeroboam, son of Joash, became king of Israel in Samaria. He reigned for 41 years. He did what is displeasing to Yahweh, and did not give up any of the sins into which Jeroboam, son of Nebat, had led Israel. Oh, what a surprise. It was he who recovered the territory of Israel from the pass of Hamath to the sea of the Arabah, in accordance with the word which Yahweh, God of Israel, had spoken through his servant Jonah, son of Amittai. Oh, look, there's a Jonah, the prophet from Gath Hefer. For Yahweh had seen how very bitter the affliction of Israel was, with no one, either feathered or free, to come to Israel's help. Because of what? Outsiders? Doesn't sound like it. But Yahweh had resolved not to blot out the name of Israel under heaven. He rescued them by means of Jeroboam, son of Joash. Did he? Okay. The rest of the history, I thought he was displeasing to God. Well, whatever. The rest of the history of Jeroboam, no, that was Uzziah. Let me see here one more time. Nope, it's this one. The rest of the history of Jeroboam, his entire career, his prowess, what wars he waged, how he brought Damascus and Hamath back to their allegiance to Judah, and Israel, is this not recorded in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? Then Jeroboam fell asleep with his ancestors and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. His son Zechariah succeeded him. That's the end of 14. There's something interesting that I find with kings and queens and the royal lineages and all that jazz. And that is when you realize within your own family that things need to be changed in order to get what? Better, more united, whatever. You have to admit to the wrongs you have done. You have to admit to the wrongs that were done within the family. For example, sexual abuse of children, which often fathers, brothers, uncles, nephews have done. Friends. Abused the daughters of our families. No. One does not admit to that. One shovels all that under the rug. Because you want to look good to what? The outside world. Israel, and the way this is all written down, wants to look good to the outside world. No. We're God's people. No, you're not. And it seems to me that Israel rarely was guided by God. Oh, not because God didn't want to, because Israel wasn't listening. Wanted to do their own thing. And when one doesn't want to admit to all that nonsense, one will blame someone else. Oh, on the outside. Oh, or on the inside that isn't what? Exactly doing what you want done. And I find that even with the common people, just acknowledge this ain't going right. This is just all wrong. We got to change something here. We're going to have to take a good look in the mirror and see where we need to be involved, where we don't need to be involved, where a change is needed, and where things need to be added to society to what? Become united greater amongst each other. Oh, for example, with Braille, teaching our children Braille and sign language in school. I think that would be a good use of their time. And who knows? Yes. And, wow, wouldn't that be something to be able to communicate like that with everyone around the world, where you don't have to learn another language to do so. Oh, we got translation apps, this and that. Beware of translations. They're not always right. Different cultures have different ways of expressing themselves over certain things, this and that, and it can be taken very, very, very the wrong way. Right? Yes? Okay. Well, sign language, that could still happen. Whatever. But I find it interesting on our hands can be such a wonderful tool to do all kinds of things that are so beneficial for everyone in so many different areas and ways. Yet there's one that we're fighting about, that our hands are doing, that also not everyone can do. So I guess some of them just have to take their chances if they like it or not, is to hold a freaking gun in your hand so you can shoot someone. That's what you want your hands for. That's what's important for the people out there. That's a very sad state of affairs. No sadder than what's going on in the books of Kings, in the Bible, with the Israelites. Yes? Had my say. I guess that, to me, restoring our consciousness, our heart to mind means to grow spiritually, where to open your arms and to hug someone with sincerity, love, and compassion should bring us greater joy, greater relief than to make them into fists, punch someone in the face because we're angry and we need that outlet, and then feel good about that. To get to the point, okay, so there's the two sides. Right? They both make you feel good, really, when it comes down to it. I experienced both. You have to learn. Yeah, okay, all right. But how to get to that point where an embrace, either being embraced or giving an embrace, brings greater joy, where we work more towards that, put more emphasis into that all around the world, rather than, yes? And then maybe we'll get to the point that it could become a reality where we will lay down our arms and make them into plowshares. Where the balance tips. For the greater good. Just saying. Could happen, right? Yes? It will happen. I know it will happen. Never give in. Never give up. Oh, look at this. Never give in. Never give up. Yes? All right. As they like to say in Korean, fighting. Yes? It's meant in so many wonderful ways, rather than just punching someone in the face. Fighting. Yes? All right. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to y'all another time.